This story actually starts 4 years earlier when I got to know a Dutch-German woman, Stella Romana Airoldi, on a Nomad Cruise. In case you don't know, Nomad Cruise is like a conference for digital nomads on a cruise ship. On this one, we were in the Mediterranean, going from Malaga to Athens, and Stella was giving a talk about a social enterprise and foundation called 22 Stars, together with a Ugandan woman, Susan Laker. Susan and other Ugandan women are making jewellery out of colourful recycled paper, and Stella is helping them sell it. This talk and meeting Stella and Susan on the Nomad Cruise made me think that I had to go to Uganda to see this with my own eyes. So in this episode I'll take you along, and right now I'm driving down a dirt road in a township in the outskirts of Kampala. There's a young woman on the street that looks a lot like Susan. She says hi to me in the car and I say, "Are you Susan?" But the girl says, "No, I'm her daughter."
After 4 years.
You Susan?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't recognize you. I just saw your daughter and I said to her, "Are you Susan?"
Oh, really? She's my daughter. Oh, you're Muslim now.
With the help of Susan and Nicholas, who's taking me there, and all the wonderful people in this community, I'm going to give you a tour of their neighborhood, talk about their struggles, and show you how a little help can go a long way.
But you saw so many people on the ship, so I bet you don't even remember.
I do remember you.
Yeah.
I just saw you and I was like,
The ball guy.
yeah! Oh, nice to see you again.
This is the first of 3 episodes in a miniseries from Acholi Quarter in Kampala. My name is Palabo. Welcome to Uganda.
This is The Radio Vagabond.
This episode is brought to you in part by this website called hotels25.com. If you're a regular listener, you have heard me mention this before, and I can't say this enough. This is a cool website. It helps you find the cheapest hotel rooms around the world. Hotels25.com. You should try it out. It actually works.
The Radio Vagabond. Gotta keep moving.
You are welcome to Uganda.
Thank you.
The weather is like Menyoka and Santorini.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Olympia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give you a bit of background. 22 Stars started back in 2009 when Stella was 23 years old and Susan was just 2 years older.
I met Stella in 2009. Stella was here for her internship for international law. She is an international lawyer by profession.
This is Susan that you'll get to know a lot better in this and the next episode. As she said, Stella was studying international law and came to Uganda in 2009 to do research for her thesis. Here, another Ugandan woman, Ida Wafula, who's a social worker at an HIV/AIDS information center in Kampala, introduced her to Susan, who at the time didn't speak any English. But still, Stella could easily hear her extreme willpower and sense her big heart. And Stella wanted to help any way she could. So in the following years, Stella sent money annually to support Susan's business. With that support, Susan took the opportunity to go back to school, and she was able to put food on the table for her 3 kids. Before Susan met Stella, the kids were working in the stone quarry, but now they were able to go to school. At the end of 2012, Stella returned to Kampala and was extremely impressed when Susan spoke to her in English and showed her what she had learned. Susan expressed a need to market and sell the jewelry from the other women in the community so that they also would be able to pay for an education for their children. And the very same day, Stars 22 jewelry business was created.
Yeah. So this is what we are selling with Stella.
I recognize them.
As I get out of the car, I see a handful of women sitting on the sidewalk making these beautiful handmade paper jewelry.
Hi.
And they smile to me and give me a real Ugandan welcome.
Is that like a welcoming thing?
Yes.
Susan, we're here now at 22 Stars, where the women are working on the beach.
Yes, I'm Susan, and I'm very happy that I meet Pala again. We first met from the cruise, and now we meet after 4 years.
After 4 years, can you believe it's been 4 years?
4 years.
Wow.
This has been so long, and I'm so grateful. And I'm very happy that today, what I presented at the cruise is live here. This is the factory of the beads.
This is
Yeah, we make beads, we make Christmas ornaments, we make basketballs.
Yeah, what are they made out of?
They are made out of recycled papers.
Wow.
Yeah, these are from recycled papers. We measure them, we cut, we roll, we varnish, and assemble them. We assemble them in different fashions.
Yeah.
And we roll them in different shapes. We also cut them in different centimeters or meters.
Yeah.
Or others are 0 millimeters. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But there are some beautiful necklaces here, and you're standing with a bowl. But let's just take the necklace because you got these beads.
Okay,
and
so
how wow.
this is my best.
Wow. And that's made out of paper.
This is made out of various color of recycled papers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I for the people who can't see this, I have to take a photo so we can see it. Susan shows me some beautiful necklaces, and I'm impressed that they're all made out of paper. Make sure to go to the Radio Vagabond and see the picture I've taken. It's absolutely stunning. Each piece of jewelry is handcrafted from 100% recycled paper by one of the 40 22 Stars empowered women. They buy old posters, bottle labels and magazines, and then the woman cut the paper into triangle shapes of various sizes, roll them up, glue them and varnish them. Each bead is waterproof, shiny and hard. Once the beads are ready, the designing starts.
So now, after rolling like this one is the cut one. So the way she's rolling, and the glue she's putting is to hold it tight, not to untie itself.
Yeah.
And from there, we assemble it temporarily in a string. And then later we varnish it to waterproof.
Yeah.
After varnishing to waterproof, we assembled it again. We reassembled it in different fashion. Like you see this one, I use a string to assemble them. Yes. Mm-hmm. This string is very strong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a gauze wire. It's also used like for fishing.
Yeah, it's like a fishing wire.
Fishing. So this is, we use 0.3 because we are having many strings, many strands. So we have to use the smallest so that we are able to tie it together here. Yeah, so that we are able to tie it together.
But this one, how much time goes into doing one of these? It must be a long time, many hours.
The many time we spend in rolling. Rolling takes like something to make of this. It takes like rolling this bead takes 6 to 8 hours. This takes like 6 to 8 hours rolling this. But varnishing it takes only like 1.5 hours because we varnish like several times to make it clean. And then fixing this one alone takes me like 1 hour.
Only 1 hour?
Yeah, 1 hour.
It would take me a week.
I will take 1 hour to fix this one necklace. Yeah.
And then how much does something like that sell for?
This bead should be sold at around 50,000, but they do sell it for 3,000 because they want a living.
Let me just jump in here. The necklace Susan is showing me should go for 50,000 Ugandan shilling. That's around $13 or 12 euros. But because they're desperate, they sell it for as low as 3,000, which is less than $1 or €1.
They want to earn from hand to mouth. to have a food on the table for the children. Some of them already slept empty stomach, so they cannot resist. If somebody says, I'm getting this for 2,000, for 1,000, you'll just go into it. Yeah. No one values the time, the energy put in, the skill put in, but you just give it like that. But in actual sense, this would go for 50,000 Ugandan shillings. But because we don't have the market, we give it out for 3,000 or 1,000, which is like €1.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like €1 or $1. Yeah. So we just give it out on condition, not willingly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Think about this when you're at a local market in a developing country and you're bargaining for a good price on a local craft that has taken a long time to make. Maybe you shouldn't bargain that hard.
My name is Bond.
Radio Vagabond. Coming up later in this episode.
Everybody was affected. We don't have big houses like we can have fridge to store our food. Here we live as refugees.
Going through the pandemic was particularly hard for these people. We'll be right back.
And now, email from a listener.
I've received a message from Nick Bolton. He's a 53-year-old guy from the UK, and he's about to embark on his own nomad journey. When he wrote this, he was listening to my episode from Senegal. He writes,
Hi Pala. Just wanted to share what an inspiring podcast you've created. To me, you're currently in Senegal, so I guess there are parallel universes when you're a vagabond. I start my own full-time vagabond journey in January by moving to Dubai as a base, then traveling the world. Your podcast inspired that. In the meantime, this year is a year of mini adventures cycling from Brindisi in Italy to the UK and trekking in the Himalayas. I hope one day our paths cross on the vagabond paths. P.S. I lived on a boat for 3 years called Vagabond.
Thank you so much for reaching out, Nick. And thank you so much for the picture of your boat, Vagabond. I should live on that for a few weeks. I can't wait to follow your vagabonding journey. And having Dubai as a base is actually a good idea. I thought about that too. And I'm sure we'll meet somewhere in the world at some point. On that note, I can recommend that you go to Bansko Nomad Fest in Bulgaria in June 2023. I feel it's a great place to meet like-minded nomads. I'll be there for a full month and also doing a talk about how to start a podcast. Thanks again, Nick, and let's keep in touch.
You can also send a few lines to Palabo and get featured on the show. Tell him where you are and what you're doing right now as you're listening to these words. Just click on Contact on theradiovagabond.com and fill out the form.
Experience the world like you've never heard before with the Radio Vagabond.
Since the lockdown, since 2019, the end of 2019, we have suffered.
As you heard before the break, it was already hard, but then the pandemic hit, and that also affected their business.
No market, nothing at all. And we have made this, you see, some of them we are now unassembling, breaking them to remake because they've stayed 2 years without buying them, without using them. So the elastic become weak and we have to break them off and remake it with a strong elastic. Yeah.
Because a lot of people mistakenly think that the pandemic only affected tourism, but it affected everything.
Everybody was affected. The school children, the parents, people living in the community. We were all packed in this small area. We don't have big houses like we can have fridge to store our food or anything. Here we live as refugees. Yeah. And we don't have any garden. We survive on stone quarrying and these beads, and we live from hand to mouth. This is how we feed. Exactly. And people were not coming to our community to support us. We had no access to go to the bigger towns or to the village to bring food and split them here in small quantity and sell them to the needy. So people suffered. until the government promised they were giving food, but we were only given 3 kilos of beans and 6 kilos of posho, which takes like 1 week. 1 week or 3 days. Some people are 11 in a family. Some of them are 17 in a family. And the food given is only 1 or 2 days, and it's done. And it's one time. There's no breakfast, no lunch, only late dinner, and that is it.
So the pandemic was very hard for these people in this community, but thankfully 22 Stars was able to do a lot to help them through this tough time.
We are so grateful, and thankfully with 22 Stars we put up a fundraising, and we got food donated several times: beans, posho, rice, soap. We got clean water. We also got our children studying. We had to hire teachers. We talked to the authorities. They bought us masks. They bought us all equipment needed. We were given laptops. We were given projectors, and we were given solar system and a generator in case there's no power. So our children were kept well. Thanks to you, donors and sponsors, for the great support. That is a sign of gratefulness and happiness, welcoming. Yeah. We also got blankets donated.
Yeah.
We were given mattresses. Blankets were donated. And this time when our children were returning back to school, we were given school scholastics, like books, bags, school shoes, which really helped a lot.
Yeah.
In order to be less dependent on selling them on the local markets here in Kampala, Stella also find markets for the jewelry outside of Uganda. So far they're selling it in more than 10 countries worldwide, and they're constantly looking for new people to become a wholesaler in other markets. If you're interested, go to 22stars.com and reach out to Stella.
Have you ever wondered what the places in this podcast actually look like? I have. So, I started following the Radio Vagabond on Instagram, simply by searching Radio Vagabond.
One of the main areas of work for 22 Stars Foundation is education. The organization provides scholarship for children who come from disadvantaged backgrounds, enabling them to access quality education that would otherwise be out of reach.
And I'm still so grateful and thankfully that all the children sponsored by 22 Stars, none of them dropped from school, because we kept counseling them, providing them with education, with different skills. We got them committed with computers to keep them busy and avoid them from moving up and down. And they never went on the street looking for food. Like most of the children, they go pick scrap to go sell and earn a living. But thankfully, our project supported us with all the things that we were able to pass through this COVID-19 situation. Yeah.
As the women are giving me yet another wonderful outcry of gratitude, Susan takes me into a small classroom with around 25 children around a table with maybe 10 laptops. All the children are in yellow t-shirts where it says 22 Stars on the back and education is key on the front.
Basically, these kids are taught computer basics.
Their teacher, Joel Vatman, is a university student and has been volunteering as a teacher here for 20 months.
Whereby they have to know, they should be having computer knowledge since we're in the 21st century.
Yeah.
So developing these children, and in most cases in schools there, there are few computers.
Yeah.
You may find only 2 computers for the headmaster and for the director only. But here at 22 Stars, we are blessed that our sponsors are giving us computers to aid the children to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's all that I can say.
And even though there are a lot of computers, there are more kids than computers, so they have to share and,
they share.
take turn. Yeah.
That's why they're taught in shift. You may have a shift of 20 kids. Again, others, they come in 20s, like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this only where they learn computer skills, or do they also learn how to read and write here?
They also learn how to read and write. Basically, we go into PowerPoint whereby they'll have to discuss their notes which their teachers have given them from schools. They come here and they present while I'm critiquing them.
Mm-hmm. Do they get taught in English or the local language?
Yeah, only in English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't emphasize, since Uganda also, we have many local languages. You may find one who's a Muganda,
It's not just
Acholi,
Swahili, it's a lot of different languages.
Yeah, a lot of different languages. That's why we emphasize English here at 22 Stars.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I can take photos?
Yeah, no problem.
Even though I normally don't take pictures of children, I feel it's important for the story that you get a sense of what this classroom looks like. So with the permission from the teacher, I took a picture, and if you go to the blog post for this episode on theradiovagabond.com, you can see this and many other pictures from my visit to Acholi Quarter here in Kampala.
So class, I'm going to ask her, she has told me she has never used the computer before. So this part is called the touchpad. On the touchpad we are having 2 buttons, right? There's a right and left.
As Joel is starting his class, Susan takes me into a room next door where a lot of grown-ups, mostly women, are presenting their business ideas to Nicholas from 22 Stars to get small business loans. Because 22 Stars Foundation also provides microloans to the local people here as a means to support them in starting or growing their small business. These loans are typically small amounts of money that can be used to purchase inventory, equipment, or other resources that will help their business to become more profitable.
Here are our ladies who are beneficiaries from the small business loan. This is the 6th time these ladies got the loan, and this has brought a lot of impact in their life. Their life have changed. They have transformed from crushing stones and running on the street with the beat, trying to earn money to feed their families. But now, with the small business loan given, most of them were able to find a permanent premises where they do operate their businesses too.
The microloan program works by providing loans to qualified applicants who are often women that may have limited access to traditional financial institutions. The loans are provided at a low interest rate, and borrowers are given a specific period of time in which to repay the loan. To qualify for a microloan from 22 Stars Foundation, the applicants must meet certain criteria, such as demonstrating a viable business plan and showing that they have the capacity to repay the loan. Once approved, the loan is disbursed directly to the borrower, who is then responsible for using the funds to grow their business.
Some of them are selling food, some of them are selling cereals, some of them are doing hair dressing, salons, some of them are having shops, retail shops and wholesale shops. And they are able to support their family buying scholastics for school, putting food on the table, clothes, and paying their medication.
Along with providing financial support, 22 Stars Foundation also offers business training and mentoring to help the borrowers make the most of their loans. This includes support in developing marketing strategies, financial planning, and other skills that are essential for running a successful business. And that's mostly what Nicholas is doing today.
They already had some business, but they didn't have capital. They already had some small skills of business, and the skill was so little that they didn't know how to do the business. So we brought in Nicholas here, and Nicholas taught the ladies how to handle businesses, how to save money, how to pay back the loans in case, and how to budget, how to plan, and how to use the capital, and how to use the loan money, the money got from the loan.
Yeah.
He counseled them, talked to them, told them why he was giving them such a amount of the money. Nicholas makes sure we do the follow-up. Nicholas comes again and take the book record and also check, ask the challenges. Where was the challenges? How did it go? And if we finish all of that, we are given another money to continue again. Yeah.
Yeah, because the money that they're giving, it's not a donation. They still have to pay them back.
Yes, it's not a donation. It's a donation from 22 Stars, but we give them as a loan to motivate them, to make them put much energy, knowing that this money I should refund, but at the end, it is still their money. Yeah, it was a donation and a support through 22 Stars. So it is not like this other loan that they have to pay with a big interest, that they had to put a lot of pressure on them, but we only have to advise them so that they don't lose this capital given to them.
Yeah. I guess this is so important because they can't just go knocking on a normal bank
that is it.
And say, would you lend me some money? I have this business idea.
Because most of them, they're illiterate. And if you go to the bank, it needs a lot of paperwork. It needs a lot of big security, that these people have no security. They have no one will agree to stand for you. In case you fail to pay back, it is that person to pay back or get arrested. So this was really very bad. Yeah.
The microloan program provided by 22 Stars Foundation has helped many people in Uganda to start or grow their business, providing a means of economic empowerment and helping to lift families out of poverty.
So basically now this is a session of feedback, what they think like changes have to be made in the next loan program and their difficulties.
In a break, I asked Nicholas what they're doing here today in the room with the micro business owners.
And then also trying to find solutions on what we're also having as a difficulty to our side. And then basically in general to see how we can make the program sustainable for everyone.
So the way it works, do they come to you and say, I have this business idea, I have this thing that I want to do, if it's a hairdresser or selling cereal or whatever it is, and you have to consider, is this a good business plan, or how does it work?
Yeah, now for these ones are past that stage. Because for them already are running businesses. So we just try to help each other if they're having difficulties. So now the difficulties, if they share us why they're not paying properly or they're having difficulties and all that, that's when we come in, like I come in try to help them grow.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now you should change this strategy to this one, or try to put in something else. As I told you earlier that most of the businesses that they run are seasonal businesses. They look at what is trending, then they invest in that. Yeah. And now, when someone wants to start, basically the new people who are trying the startups, those ones, they come with their business ideas. They go through a training. So that training, by the time we finish up, everyone knows where they are comfortable at. Then we go on ground, we do the sampling and all that.
But do you ever get to, when they present their idea, that you say, I don't think that's gonna work. I think you need to tweak your business idea, or if it's just an idea that won't work here.
Yeah, true. Because they know that sometimes when they tell me of business idea, I say no. Because in business, there are two ways. Either you do something by passion or you do something for money. Yeah. So you have to choose. Because the passionate part always works when you're not into getting profits out of it and all that. With time, because with passion, it's long term. Yeah. If it's not bringing the money by the moment, it's long term. But if someone really wants to get the money out of their business, normally you have to look at what is the business opportunity that is on the market at the moment that you have to invest in. Yeah. That's why I said most of them are seasonal business people. Yeah. They create a business, then after some time they go for another one. Yeah. But now, if you don't have the two, then you have to just follow with what is the current opportunity. Then you invest in that, and then see how you grow. And then after, with time, with growth, you normally divert and go to where you feel comfortable at.
By supporting small business owners, the microloan program helps to create jobs, generate income, and promote economic growth in the local community.
My name is Mr. Odong Sambeka. I'm one of the beneficiaries in 22 Stars.
What kind of business did you start?
I have a retail shop.
Yes. And how has this program, how has that helped your business?
It is so much. I'm very happy because it has made my business to a little bit expand. I had some little capital, but now I have some good capital, and I've bought much stocks. And I'm doing well.
Because as a retailer, you have money tied up in the stuff that's in your shop that's not sold yet. So you need capital in order to expand the goods you have in your shop.
Yes. So the only challenge was the pandemic, because the time and the security situation was not favorable. But now I think the lockdown has been eased. And now we are free to do the business up to late hours, and I think it will be work for us. The only thing we need now is enough money now, because what we received was little, but now due to this easing of the lockdown, we need money to do the business. And that is the only source of income, and we are happy for it. Yes.
I wish you the best of luck.
That's all we have time for in this episode. But I have two more from my visit to the Acholi Quarter in Kampala, Uganda. In the next one, I'll take a walk in the area with Susan and Nicholas from 22 Stars. And they're showing me some of the small local businesses that are benefiting from the microloans. We also go to the quarry that you heard Susan talk about. And then there's going to be an episode where we focus on Susan's own story. And that will blow your mind. What that woman has been through in her short life so far, and how she's been able to achieve what she has, is unbelievable. So stay tuned, and if you want to get involved somehow in supporting 22 Stars, either by donations or helping out in any other ways, go to foundation22stars.org. And if you're interested in becoming a wholesaler or just buying some of the amazing jewelry for yourself, go to 22stars.com. Because like they say on the website, for every item purchased, we will help a child in need. One pair of earrings is 5 pencils. One bracelet is 1 dental care. One clutch is a set of clothes. One necklace is 1 meal. You get the picture.
In the heart of Uganda, where the sun shines bright, lies a noble foundation, working hard day and night. 22 Stars is their name, and their goal is clear: to uplift the children and help them persevere. Education is the key to unlocking every door, and with 22 Stars, help children can dream and soar. But it's not just books and pencils that this foundation brings. They also create jewelry that's truly a wondrous thing. Made from paper beads by skilled hands in Uganda, each piece is a work of art, a true labor of love and care. This jewelry empowers the women who create, and with every sale, the foundation's work is made great. 22 Stars, paper jewelry, is just one part of the plan to change lives and futures and help children take a stand. So let us support this cause and spread the word with pride. Together we can make a difference and change many young lives.
Come back for the next episodes, and remember to share this one if you think some of your friends should hear it. My name is Palabo, and I gotta keep moving. See ya.
Radio Vagabond. Produced by RadioGuru.co.uk.